Hey y'all, this is Moni.
And this is Kat.
AKA. And this is the Fake Ass Book Club. Wait, can we both say it or no?
All right, you guys, welcome back. It's your girl, Moni.
And this is Kat.
And we're the Fake Ass Book Club, guys.
Yes, we are.
Welcome back.
Yes, welcome.
And you know what? It's not that fake this week, though. I'm proud of us, friend, because we did manage to read a book this week.
Yeah, we did.
So high five, everybody. A little round of applause. Yep. And this was a book that you recommended. Of course, it was not on my radar. And I'm glad that it was because I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
And so I'm going to give you guys, I'm just going to jump right into it. Let me give you the synopsis, okay? So this week, the tradwife murder mystery we've all been waiting for, from Jo Piazza, the best-selling author of the Sicilian Inheritance and the creator of the Under the Influence podcast, comes an explosive thriller about two estranged friends, a grisly murder, a sudden disappearance, and the truly shocking revelation that everyone is lying to you about something.
Dun, dun,
Ain't
dun.
it? Okay.
Dun, dun, dun. Lies are the glue that keeps society together.
I feel like that has been a thing that comes up on our podcast. So
Even the song about it, which I won't sing because I'm being a demure
and
tradwife
mindful,
today. I'm giving you guys full tradwife today.
which means cleavage.
Well, I'm not full tradwife because I'd be way more together.
Right.
Like my
This is
plan
what I like
was
to
to
pull
like
together.
bake cookies
Wow.
and do all that stuff, but it did not happen. I decided to sleep instead.
Girl,
and
had
I
on
stand
sweats.
by that decision.
And listen, that's probably why you were able to show up and look this cute.
Thank you.
That is what I suspect. And also, I had no plans for looking cute until you got here and said, I have a tradwife outfit, because I was in sweats. And I said, well, what I can't do is pull up next to a bad bitch in a tradwife outfit.
I mean, you
and be in
could.
sweat. I didn't want to, though.
Okay.
You feel me? I said, well, you know what?
We won't kick you out the
I'm going to throw on my
club.
prairie dress then.
Oh no, I was like, let me go ahead
You know
on
what I'm
and just
saying?
put on the full circle, florals, pastel florals.
You got to have the florals.
Yes,
You gotta have them.
and I actually found out about this book because this wasn't on my radar either.
Okay, do tell.
This was something I heard about on the Pearl Mania Too Many Tabs podcast.
Oh.
And it's a wife and husband duo, Mr. and Mrs. P, and they do a bit where, like, some episodes she just explains a book to him.
Cute.
And so I knew the whole plot before I even read the book because she did the whole thing. Like, she did what we
cute.
did. Like, that's why I enjoyed it. It was fun kind of experiencing that.
Okay.
And I was like, I think I need to read this book. I was like, even knowing what happens, I want to go ahead and read it. And I was not disappointed.
Oh my gosh. me
So
either. It was
thank
good.
you, Mr. and Mrs. P.
Excellent. All right. So you guys are in for a treat this week. And before we get into the book, you guys, we have to dedicate this episode. It's what we do. So hands over your hearts. All right. So this week and every week, we want to start our dedication off with honoring our patrons. You guys, thank you so much for your continued support. We truly do love and appreciate the continued support over time. If you guys are interested in being patrons, please pull up to our Patreon at the Fab Podcast www.patreon.com/the Fab Podcast. You guys get bonus episodes, and we have a lot of fun conversations over there. And in terms of my personal dedication this week, I have to dedicate this to my grandma who just turned 90. I love you, Gigi. I'm so grateful to still have you around. It's such a blessing. And just an inspiration to have like that strong matriarchal sort of presence still in my life. And my kids know you. So super excited about that. Also to, what was my other dedication? Oh, to my daughter. Because that sort of like trickles down, like just being able to have like the women above me, but then the women coming after me.
Yeah,
who hopefully
the future ancestors.
Yes. She's my little buddy, man. I love her. And yeah, so what about you, friend?
Yes, and I like both your daughter and your grandmother.
Thank
Very
you.
fabulous. And your mother.
Thank
like,
you.
they're all
She's very
fabulous.
nice.
And she's gotten her dedications too.
She
So, yes, I'm dedicating this one to superheroes because I finally watched the Superman movie.
Was it good?
It was decent.
Okay.
I see why it made the MAGA crowd mad.
Everything makes them mad. They're so sensitive. Bless their
I mean,
hearts.
they're experts at rage bait, but this was just because they're like, man, Superman's all woke. Superman been woke. It was created by Jewish people. And like, you can find in the vintage ones, you can see Superman punching Nazis. Like, he had the black
kind of
curly
reason
hair.
why.
Like, yeah, that's what it's always been about. Like, comic books are for like nerds, like who tend to be woke because we read a lot. And then also I've been watching a lot of Gen V, which is a offshoot of The Boys, like the Prime. Have you ever watched it?
I have.
Okay, so I've been, because once again, that is more of a dark satirical take on superheroes,
absolutely
but they're
crazy.
all examinations of power, which I think is fascinating. And it's like, are you going to use your powers for good or for evil? Dedication over. Think about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so friend,
Wait, have you seen the new Superman?
no.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think. Usually, so it's so cute because my husband and my son usually will. My daughter and I are like, that's okay, I can go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll watch it, but sometimes it's like, y'all go ahead.
Well, he
Y'all
has
go
a
ahead.
dog now, which was super cute.
I've heard about that.
Yeah,
I've heard about it. I've
Crypto.
heard good things about it.
It's
Actually, so.
entertaining and it's on HBO now. So I went ahead and just was like, I'll wait till it gets to HBO Max.
Can we watch HBO?
Can we?
Meaning like, oh no, that's Disney. My bad.
Right. But they're okay now because they brought them back so you can go back.
Okay.
If they do right,
All
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I'm still not
scared.
going to Target, but that's because they didn't actually fire Brian. I
He's
thought
still there.
he's on the board now instead of the CEO. So
Oh,
it's
no,
damn
come
near
on now.
a
Even
raise.
worse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you damn near
get outta
promoted
here.
him.
I
Like,
won't talk
so
about this.
yeah. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
But Disney was like, okay, we're tripping because we love money more than Trump.
we worried for a second.
But that's the
guys.
thing, you vote with your dollars.
You do, because I was prepared to get
Yeah,
my shit.
yeah.
All right, so you guys, I'm gonna get into the stats for this book. So let's see here.
Well, I do know for a fact that I did not physically read the book with my eyeballs. I listened to it with my earballs.
Cheater. We hate to see it.
No, we love to see it because
It still got done.
Yes, and there's evidence that for some people you can absorb the information better if you listen to it.
I think I do. Hold up, where is it? Okay, here we go. So Everyone is Lying to You. So we talked about the author Jo Piazza. It was published July the 15th of 2025, 336 pages, and the audiobook was 9 hours and 16 minutes. And it was narrated by Rachel F. Hirsch, Sarah Rennie, Vaz Eli, and Sanska Marleveld.
Nailed it.
Sorry if I got that wrong.
And
but
I enjoyed the shifting perspectives.
It was
and
very
the
nice,
voices
very
because
nice.
that to me is just a better way to get a whole story.
It's very nice. The multiple narratives allows you to sort of get a fuller view of the story because, of course, like if it's just from one person's point of view, you're always kind of wondering, like, so what happened with this?
Right.
So you're getting, that was a very,
because we're all imperfect narrators of our own lives. So
100%.
I loved how like one perspective was checked by another.
Absolutely, friend. Okay, so do you have a little spiel about our author, Jo Piazza?
I do. Jo is the national and international best-selling author of Sicilian Inheritance, We Are Not Like Them, You Were Always Mine, Charlotte Walsh Likes to Win, The Knockoff, and How to Be Married.
Dang.
Her work has been published in 10 languages in 12 countries, and 4 of her books have been optioned for film and television. Jo's podcast has garnered more than 25 million downloads and regularly top podcast charts. An editor, a columnist, and travel writer. Her work has also appeared in the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, New York Magazine, Marie Claire, Glamour, and many other publications. Her book, Everyone is Lying to You, came out July 2025. She lives in Philly with her husband, Nick Astor, and 3 feral children.
Free range chillins. Gotta love it. Excellent, Joe. Her picture, her profile picture right now, and her hot pink.
Let me go ahead and throw it up.
Pantsuit with her leg kicked up, like I'm 50.
It's giving Sally O'Malley. I'm 50. Yeah, it's pretty great. The fuchsia pantsuit, and I'm guessing Manolos. It looks like a Manolo suede Dorsey heel.
Dimmer cute.
Oh man.
All right, so she's a vibe, and yeah, I was like, okay, so I didn't know what to expect fully.
Sure.
But
you went into it with like
whatever.
open mind, clear heart. You're like, hey, let's go for it.
Because if I don't have better suggestions, who am I to be like, I mean, I can sometimes, but I try not to. You know what I mean? So, but it was very good. And I want to get into sort of the plot of the story. So I don't know if you want to do a breakdown. I mean, I've got
actually.
What are you pulling out your pocket?
Because the plot was thick.
Is it an apron?
The plot was thicker than Meg the Stallion.
Is it a roller?
So I got some visuals.
Excuse
I got some visuals because there's so much going on. Like, I think to keep track of the characters, I went ahead and just made little puppets.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
Friend.
Yes, I did. Because I think these characters were based on real people.
Oh, shit.
Because the other thing that, since I got this from the Promania podcast, Mrs. P brought up the fact that one of the main characters of the story, Becca, was probably based on a real life tradwife influencer, the Ballerina Farm.
Ooh.
And so I need to look up this woman's real name since I used her picture.
God, there she is.
Hannah and Danielle Nealman. So Hannah Nealman is her name. Wait, where'd she go? Did I already lose it? How do I lose stuff so quick? I've just been sitting here.
I have it.
Oh.
So this lady here.
Yeah, so that's a picture of Hannah Nealman, but I'm using that as Becca.
Okay.
Because I think that's who she was based on. So we've got Becca and Liz. This is actually Liz Jagger, Mick Jagger's daughter.
Oh.
This is just who I would cast for the show. Okay. So this, and you know what else they reminded me of too? That Dixie Chick song, Goodbye Earl.
Okay.
And this is kind of like Marianne and Wanda. We're the best of friends all through their college days. And like, yeah, it's that whole thing of like, you know what? I'm gonna help you get out of your badass marriage. So
you gotta have a friend like that.
Yeah. So I always love that song. So yeah, these are our two main characters, and the story shifts between their narratives.
Okay. I like it.
And so yeah, this is Lizzie and that's Becca. So I didn't print out one for Lizzie's husband, 'cause she had a good husband, but he wasn't really part of the plot. Peter.
Picture him as like Hugh Grant.
Hugh Grant, yes, very much so.
Yeah.
But I imagined, where is he? Oh, here you go. Oh, that's him. I imagined Becca's husband, her husband's name was Grayson, and he kind of sucked. So I printed him out as Homelander. That's how I imagined him in my head as the whole thing. So, and then
who was awful.
And then
by the way.
Was it Grayson's best friend growing up was Marlston, and I pictured him as Nate from Euphoria from Marlston.
It wasn't Marlston.
What was it?
It wasn't Marlston.
From the let's see.
Hold on.
Okay, you gotta look it up. I'll do another name then, because I know the nanny's name.
It was something Stin though. It wasn't Marlston.
And then there was Kate, and Olivia was Becca's lawyer, and I imagined her as Olivia Pope.
Okay.
And
with colorful extension.
Yeah, well, in the book, it would have been like a gay, more flamboyant Olivia Pope. But I went ahead and just printed out Olivia Pope. And then there was also another influencer named Veronica. So I just printed out Veronica from Riverdale.
Excellent.
And
okay.
And then the big bad Dr. Carmichael.
Oh, I know who that is.
And you know why. And I think it was based on him. I think so. Just the way I was reading it.
A little nasty.
But once again, I'm sure he wasn't the only one. doing that kind of stuff. So what happens is the book starts out with Lizzie. She's living in Philly. She had been working in New York, and she had been working at a magazine, but because the magazine world has been shrinking, she had to move back to Philly. Her husband, also working in the magazine world, lost his job. Peter lost his job, so he's kind of a stay-at-home dad and stuff like that. So she's lightly a little stressed, like they're getting by, but she's like, oh, I don't know how much longer. And so, but every once in a while, she likes to go on the internet and scroll through, like we all do. And there was an influencer that she follows that used to be her best friend in college named Becca, or Rebecca, or as she called her in high school, or not high school, in college, Slutty Bex, which was a nickname that Bex fully embraced and stuff like that. But they had fallen out, and you don't exactly find out why until later on. Right. But she's like going through there, and then she just gets a DM from her randomly, because Bex is now like a momfluencer with like 11 million followers and stuff like that, living on this farm they just said out west. Did we know exactly where?
I promise you, I was like, where did they say though? Because it's not the prairie. Like they were.
It sounds like it was maybe a couple hours from the Bay Area. Yes, because she was working in the Bay Area. Becca was working in the Bay Area for a while when she met Grayson.
Okay.
Okay, Grayson. And so now her and Grayson are living on this farm, raising like 6 kids, milking cows, just,
making croissants.
And once again, like I said, I think it was based on the Ballerina Farm account. So you can see how that is kind of how she is. So if y'all want to look it up, look it up. So she randomly gets a DM saying, hey girl, I want you to fly out to my ranch to interview me. I got a big announcement coming up, and I think you'd be perfect to handle it because I've been following your career. And she's like, okay. So she was supposed to go to the farm, but then she changes it. She's like, no, actually meet me at the Mom Bomb conference, and then we can go to the farm from there. So she goes to Mom Bomb, and it's at this super luxe, like resort spa hotel, like on the West Coast or whatever, and Becca's paying for it. And she's like, okay. And she gets there and she's like, okay, this influencer world is crazy. And so she gets there and she runs into a super tall, statuesque woman named Veronica. Ooh. And she's immediately intrigued because she was like, okay, she's like, yeah, what is she about? So they end up catching up, kinda, but they don't get to the nitty gritty because Lizzie feels away because Becca kind of ghosted her the last time she was supposed to see her and stuff, and she's like, what's up? We haven't seen each other in over 11 years.
Been a long time.
It's been a real long time. So it's like, what's been going on? Like, why haven't you reached out? Her feelings are really hurt. Like, because they had a really good, it was deeply relatable. It sounds like they had their own little book club. Like, they passed books back and forth. They that was her OSO. Like other significant other, and then just poof, gone. So she's like, you know what? Okay. So the next day at the conference, like she's trying to find Bex, can't find her. She's getting triggered because she's like, oh, this is like the time she ghosted me. And so then the police come in and they're like, we're looking for Becca. Her husband's dead. We need to question her. And everyone's like, oh! And so, everyone's like, wait a minute, did she kill him? What's going on? And so they're like, okay, what? And then all of a sudden, wait, where's she at? I'm just losing track of everybody.
Now I have Lizzie.
Okay, so Liz is like, okay, my husband calls me Nancy Drew, so I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. So she's like, because everyone's thinking like, oh, she must have, because he's dead now, found dead in their barn or whatever, and no one can find her now or her kids. So they're like, dun dun, dun.
And she got about 6 of them things.
Man, so that's hard to hide. Hard to hide 6 kids. So they, everyone's like speculating this, that, and the other. And then Olivia's like, do you even think, like, you out here thinking she killed him? Do you think she might be dead too? If somebody killed her husband, she might be dead too. And she's like, oh, dang, I feel bad because I didn't even think about Becca. So I'm so quick to villainize her. So long story short, she finds a letter that Becca left for her and some keys saying, go, it's by my bedside table. And she's like, what? So she drives out to the ranch. It's like, it's very dun, dun, dun. So while she's out there, she finds a book that she had gave Becca. So she knows that's for her. And it's got these pictures of her face all busted up. One from recent, one from like 14 years ago when she was supposed to come visit her, but then she didn't show up. So she's like, oh, that's why she didn't show up. Grayson beat her ass. So,
why didn't she tell me?
Yeah. But I mean, there's a lot of, here's another thing, time out. So the book did a really good job of explaining the pathology of domestic abuse in a romantic relationship. Like it did a really good job of that, because I was getting triggered, because I mean, I've had multiple, not to brag, but I've had multiple abusive relationships.
Oh my God.
So I was like, oh yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
And so, and usually you do need someone to help you get out, AKA a friend. So it's like, yeah, this is so good. So then, okay, so after the ranch thing, when she escaped, she goes back to the resort and is trying to sort everything out. Her editors calling and been like, girl, I need a story. You out there, give us a story. And so she's like, okay. So she's going around talking to the other influencers and stuff, trying to get information about Becca, this, that, and the other. And then that she goes out to a dinner that Veronica's holding. There's this big old thunderstorm. And she meets up with Kate on the way back, because Kate was like, oh, you, she just liked Kate's vibe. She wasn't all pretentious, and she wasn't an influencer. She's just there trying to develop an app that helps men participate in child rearing. Wow. And so it was. And so when they get back to the hotel, she follows Kate, and come to find out, Kate's Becca's nanny. Right. And her oldest daughter is there because she got an ear infection and they wanted to be close to the hospital in case there was an emergency or whatever. And she was like, what? So come to find out, long story short, did we find out the dude's name? I'm pretty sure it was Marlston.
Okay, Marlston.
I want to be sure though. We're going to keep talking. I know it's so hard.
I gave up.
I feel like
it might have been Marsden Greer.
Marston Greer.
Okay,
well, I say Marston. I'm Southern.
Half
Southern.
She added extra syllables.
I can't do that.
Marsden.
It turns out Marston. Can I go ahead and spell it? Marston.
No.
Okay, not yet.
No,
okay,
fine. Go ahead. It's.
Well, I'm trying to think of what happened right after that. So, okay, so Olivia, let's get Olivia back in there, because Olivia is back there pulling the strings, okay? So Olivia is trying to, because one of my favorite parts was when the police was trying to get Olivia to come to the station to talk to them. No. She was like, no, thank you, and just got up.
Right, bye-bye now.
And just so people know, like, the police can't make you, like, go somewhere unless you're under arrest. So if they ask you, it's like, ma'am, we would like you to come to the station with us. She was like, no.
That's okay.
No, I'm cool. And they're like, wait, but you
would rather.
Like, no, that's okay. No. She's like, no, I don't feel like it. Because it turns out she's a lawyer. So she knows what they can and can't do. And like, yeah, because what's her name? Becca's ass went down there, and not Becca, Liz's ass went down there and wouldn't leave. Like, they were like, ma'am, we're gonna need you to stay here. And she calls her husband. He was like, I'm pretty sure they can't make you do that. You can just go ahead on and go. And actually, whenever you talk to the police, you should just have a lawyer, honestly. Period. Like, just period, point blank. And you don't have to talk to them. You know they don't have to read your Miranda rights anymore when they arrest you? Like, they got rid of that a couple years ago. Because you know how you could get the case dropped if they didn't read you your Miranda rights? Yeah. That's over.
Really?
Yeah, that's been over for a couple years. Like, people should know that. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we get distracted by because, you know, there's all kinds of other crazy stuff going on. But that's a pretty important thing. Because that used to be so important because you have the right, to remain silent. You have the right to an attorney. And that's really important because people start singing immediately because the cops start lying to you, leaning on you, using all these psychological tactics. They know you scared. It's like,
now they just be breaking in people's car for there's all kinds,
but just know that you don't have to. The only thing you should say is like, I'd like to call my lawyer. Even if you don't have one, just say I would like to call my lawyer.
Just call your mom and be like, Mama.
Thank you, and then just call your mama or something similar. So, but I really enjoyed that part, and I really appreciate our author for including that in there. Just a reminder that you don't have to just do whatever, like you can for now anyway.
Right, exactly.
And so, okay, book wise though, Okay, can I just say what Beck ends up finding out? I feel like this was the big mic drop of the whole.
Spoiler alert. Bam,
Okay,
bam, bam.
I mean, I've been giving everything away,
Okay,
but
go.
basically, when Becca, because she, she's an influencer, so she gets all these brand deals. So she got a brand deal for like something like Ancestry.com, and so she sent in her DNA and her daughter's DNA, and come to find out, she was like, "Wait a minute, why isn't my daughter related to my husband?" And it was like, whoa. So she sent it again just to be sure. And she was like, sure enough, her daughter was related to Marston.
Marsden.
Isn't there
No
an L?
Marls.
There's just Marston? Marsden. Marston's kids, though. They're half siblings with them. She was like, what the what?
Right.
So first thing you would think is that, okay, because, Grayson's so dirty, he must have been
Playing
sleeping
games, ho.
with
playing
Veronica and fathered her kids. No, opposite. Marston was actually her kid's baby daddy because originally they had fertility problems, so they went to Dr. Carmichael, aka Dr. Klein.
Dr. Klein.
Wink,
we had an
wink.
episode on that,
Yeah,
guys.
and what he did, because he was doing the not IV, but what would you call it, interuterine.
I mean, he was
fertilization.
popping up in your uterus.
Yeah,
injecting
it's
stuff
when you
that shouldn't
just
have been
straight
there.
up put the sperm in there, because they wouldn't do in vitro, because in vitro is a crime against God, because there was so many religious, it was Mormon coded. I'm realizing now at this big age how much of my own religious upbringing was influenced by Mormonism.
Okay.
It's like the evangelical movement, it is very similar to Mormonism.
Okay.
So it's just something to keep an eye on.
Wow.
Especially the white supremacy.
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
Because that's where that idea comes from, where blackness was a curse, where it was kind of like, oh, that's why they're darkies now, because God got mad
They
at
burnt
them.
them.
So anyway, come to find out, all 6 of her kids are not her husbands. I love the fact that last one, because she got 6 of them, so 5 of them are how do you say it? Marstons are Marstons. But the 6th one is actually single dad Dan, another influencer she had met at these conferences who she'd been banging.
Every time I think about Dan, when it's just Dan, single dad, do you know that one guy? Remember Dan, the man, the one who be dancing and stuff? Y'all know. I'll send you a little video.
This will be the part in the reality show where you just hear the blink sound.
Blinking, blimp, 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 blimp.
I've never heard of this.
Oh my, he's just dancing though. People know him. It's old, but he's always doing these extra hard dances.
It probably would. I mean, once again, he's a very popular. I didn't make a little thing for him. He wasn't really in there that much, but that was super funny to me. Where she was like, "Oh yeah, I do remember him being super surprised when I got pregnant that 6th time without Dr.
He's
Carmichael."
like, "So are you sure?"
He was like, "What?" But by that time, he didn't care.
Yeah.
And so after that, she was like, I'm sorry, I'm ready to cuss now. Fuck this noise. Ooh. I'm about to get up out of here, because she'd been wanting to do these big brand deals, but her, what's his name? Grayson was all like, no, you don't need to be. Wait, where's he at?
Because Grayson came from money. You know what I'm saying? Like, his family had
Oh, wait,
money.
do you have Grayson?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Homelander.
He was like, you don't need to be doing all that. My mama didn't do all that. You don't need to be doing all that.
But she died in childbirth, right? Was it her? Her 6th child.
Yeah. So that was but she was like, listen, I'm done listening to wait, where's Becca? I'm done listening to Grayson. Like, this is what's got me into this mess. I'm so sick of this. And he ain't know nothing. He squandered his family's inheritance. Because like I said, he grew up with all this money and frittered it away. Now we living on my money. But he don't want everybody to know that. Because once I go public, people going to know how much money and know that I'm making more than him. And it's like, So she's like, bump that. But she made a plan.
I still want to control
her
you, girl.
plan was, she was trying to set up a meeting between M-Dog and Grayson to meet up in their barn to have it out, because she told both of them, I know what's up. So and
a little background to their relationship. So, Grayson's dad, it was extremely wealthy. And it was like he kind of coveted that. But at the same time, Grayson's dad really liked
because he was a pro athlete.
He was a
baseball player.
Yeah. So they grew up together, and so their whole relationship was based on this competition of who could do what first, right? So it was like frenemies, honestly. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's like, oh, you girl. Oh, because the first time Grayson beat Becca down, and oops,
there you
and
go, there you go.
That's good. He belonged on the ground because he's
good.
trash.
He is.
But the first time he beat Becca up real bad, it was when he was feeling insecure after talking to Marston about, so she's the breadwinner now, because there was some article about her and it made him insecure. So he was like, man, you made me look stupid. Pow, pow, pow. And yeah, it's real dumb. But that happens with a lot of men. I like the fact that they highlighted that, because everyone always wants to talk about how women are all catty, but men can be.
Jo really did go there. I really appreciated a lot of the points that she was making about, pop culture, and then just to interpersonal relationships in terms of like the dynamics that exist within it, especially when it comes to male friendships versus female friendships, like, and how like for a lot of the book, it was like you get these two different perspectives about the same friendship, but just how like our personal relationships, our romantic relationships do have innately an effect on the way that we relate to each other as friends, because of the influence that our partners have on us as people, and just how we're kind of seeing the world. And whether that's like, okay, sometimes it's a positive thing, sometimes it's not. Like in their case, his insecurities, his sort of need to control her or feel like, or whatever, whether it was a competition with his friend or whatever, but whatever that was driving him sort of informed the way that he interacted with her. You know what I'm saying? And so,
because he always had to feel like the man, and that's also a big part
what
of
does
the
that
patriarchy.
mean, though? Right?
Well,
It's like,
because
God,
it's
what does
how
that mean?
it's funny you brought up God, because it's the way it's taught in a lot of these high control religions is that you got to dominate. You know what I'm saying? And so that doesn't leave room for partnership.
Right. No,
and
not at all.
and you saw that a lot with a lot of women at the conference. She was like, oh, well, let me ask my husband first. And it's like, okay. And it's like,
I mean, and that's different than like,
not a financial decision,
right.
but just like, can I talk? He's like, can I talk to you real quick? She's like, oh, hold on, let me ask my husband. That was on Righteous Gemstones one time. It was so funny when one of the wives, they were like at Sunday dinner or something, everybody was fussing, and she was about to say something to the other girl, and she was like, hold on. She's like, honey, Cap, can I say something real quick? He was like, go ahead. And she's like, it's like asking for permission to speak and stuff like that. That's what I mean, like, because you should consult with your partner about important things, but not speaking.
Babe, can I say something about this? Yeah, that's ridiculous.
To me, do what you do. Like I said, I don't know how to be married. That's why I should read her book, How to Be Married.
Oh my God.
Okay, so where we leave off?
I doubt it. So now we're at the part where you're saying Veronica kind of set them up to have.
No, not Becca. Becca set up the meeting because she put the cameras in the barn.
She did, but also. Okay,
but Veronica came with them.
Sorry.
Yeah, Veronica came with them the second time. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But the first time it was just, Marston? Oh, okay. But this was the other thing Becca did too, because she was trying to, sow some seeds of discord, because she found all this out by just breaking into Grayson's email. He wasn't slick. Mm-hmm. Didn't clear his
caches, nothing.
Nothing.
He was lusting after Veronica.
He had sent so many emails to Veronica. Who
was his groomed 17-year-old underage bride.
We're getting there. We'll get there. But it was super gross stuff. You know the types. So, but Veronica never responded. But Becca had a little lunch meeting with Marston to be like, I know what's up. She met him in a public place, so he couldn't hit her, and was like, I'm not having that no more. It's super gross. Here are the emails. So she sets up the meeting between Grayson and Marston and set up some video cameras, because she's trying to get them on tape admitting it, because she needs proof.
Right.
So they meet up. They end up fussing and tussling, and then let me see this right here. And then Marston kills him. Just straight up kills Grayson. Like, he's just
got drunk, was pissed that he had the audacity to come after his wife.
Right.
And
blah,
so
blah, blah. Veronica, we don't find this out till later, but Veronica's the actual one who did the kill shot. Because she was like, no, we can't just leave it like this. We got to kill him. But then she also cut off his hand, and we find out later. Why? We'll get there. So anyway, so the next day, that's what happened as far as the murder. But everybody thinks Becca killed him.
Because it's like...
And so Becca's like, I'm not going to say anything until I have proof, because as Olivia was trying to tell her, the first story wins. So you got to get your story together, because right now it looks super sus because you put the cameras in there. So it looks like you're a part of it. Even though, of course, you weren't trying to orchestrate a murder. You just wanted to, I mean, that was just a cherry on top.
Right.
You know, that's just how it worked out. So what is it? Not Becca, Liz... we already did. She broke into the house, got the thing, So she's she's getting it all together, and then she sees Alice, which is Becca's oldest daughter, and figures out that Kate is actually Kiki, Becca's nanny.
Like nanny.
Yeah, main nanny and stuff like that. So,
like they had been calling Becca. Usually it wouldn't be like hours and hours between her reaching out to her kids and stuff like that. So then it was like, we haven't heard from her for a while. We were now worried about her. And then they got that voicemail from her, basically, because she called because, oh boy, what's his name? Marston came and picked her up.
Oh, what did I do with him? Yes. Okay, so Marston ends up, abducting Becca, and you think he's about to... crepe her, but nah, he's just setting it up to make it look like she
felt bad about killing him.
Yeah, felt bad about killing him and hanged herself. So he and Veronica, because Veronica ain't like nobody. So he and Veronica, because Veronica, once again, she's the one who actually murdered Grayson, technically. And so they're both like, let's pin it on Becca, and then we'll raise her kids, because we're actually legally the godparents.
Yep.
And so he's explaining the whole plot like a supervillain to Becca while they're driving up there. And so Becca's like, let me try to get somebody on the phone so they know where I am, what's going on. And so Olivia, Liz show up just in time. Oh, because he puts the rope around her neck, but right when he's about to push her, she pushes him off the ledge.
Kicks him.
Yeah, kicks him, and he falls and breaks his neck, but he's not dead yet. Oh, yeah, because, what's her name's not here for that. So during that, they... he falls, and then they're able to cut her down just in time before she, is strangulated. And Olivia takes one of the unregistered pistols that it was Olivia's pistol.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was one of her unregistered pistols, and puts it in his mouth and makes him pull the trigger.
She's like, do I do it or not?
And she was like, you want to do it? And she's like, nah, you go ahead. Yeah. And then pow. And so they, he was hoisted on his own petard. Wow.
Y'all know about that.
Yes, you fell into the pit that you
made for yourself.
Yeah, that you made for somebody. Yeah, the jail you made for me, you gon' ride in. Yeah, it was beautiful.
Whatever
perfect.
you done to me. Think about any movie where it's like the tables done turned.
Yes, okay. The turntables have turned. So happy ending basically, because then Becca's able to get her brand deal unfettered. Veronica was able to get rid of her trash husband. And we find out the reason why she cut off Grayson's hand when she and Marston murdered him was because, they had both assaulted her, but he's the one who actually penetrated her with his finger and broke her hymen. And that's why which was weird to me but then Veronica's father, after finding out about that, was like, well, then you have to marry her.
Well, and so it ended up being Marston because she didn't tell them about the fact that Grayson was the one who fingered her to death, basically.
Right.
It was like, she was like, I was too ashamed to say that part, but I did tell my mom, he jumped on me and kissed me. So that physical contact meant, so then of course the mom tells the dad, and then he was like, well, this nigga gotta marry you.
And there's a biblical precedent for that, I forget how much he has to pay, but if you're Crapus, if you're a virgin and your Crapus has to marry you for a certain amount of money and stuff like that. I can find the chapter verse later, but there's a biblical precedent for it. And so she never really appreciated that because she was very young. Oh, because that was what was real gross too. Yeah, when it happened, and
they were 18 or something.
Yeah,
they were
it was
over it.
Super gross and weird.
And it was because they were saying like at some point she was 10 when they first met her. So of course that happened a couple of years later. But after that, it was like, oh yeah, she's gonna marry him. But it was like, that's just some like high key grooming.
Yes, very high key grooming, which
Okay.
I feel like that's what it was
Disgusting.
all about.
Always
but of
is.
course,
It
all
always
of this
is.
trad wife
It is
stuff
about that.
came out of Mormonism, basically.
Which is grooming.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, I don't really like to drag anybody, but like when you do any kind of like looking into it, it's not about the right.
The thing is like, I don't feel like putting on display what they're saying as factual. You know what I mean? Like it's not like we're making up what Mormonism is. Like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
And so, yeah, like, I mean, that's not us.
Yeah,
dragging
stand up
it.
in there.
That's
and
us saying
I feel
what
like
it is.
I'm being about as respectful to them as they're being towards me.
Yeah.
You know,
Because
seeing
you're
as
darker
how
from
I'm
the-
an evil Lamanite or whatever. Yeah, like that's.
You're cursed. I can tell. I can tell you that.
So yeah.
Why is she calling me this late?
Do you want to
It's
take
11
it? Let's take a break.
Oh. And we're back from the break, you guys.
Yes.
My goodness.
Oh wow. So this was your birthday
Yeah,
episode.
kinda-
You just got
oh
some
my
birthday
God,
wishes.
That was crazy. That was so cute. You guys are hilarious.
Oh, I can't put that in the show, but that was really
What
fun.
is this?
Yeah.
What is this? I got some birthday wishes right in the middle of the episode, guys.
But I
Few
did
days
leave
early.
some things out of the epilogue. So I don't have a thing for single dad Dan. Who would he be, though, if I was going to print out a little puppet for him? Like, what celebrity would be a good single?
I picture, I don't know his name, and I see his face, and he's so funny.
I don't want to say anything to throw you off.
I don't have a name.
I was thinking about maybe Ryan Reynolds.
It wasn't Ryan,
It
but
was
it
one
could
of the
be him
Ryans,
too.
or maybe one of the Canadian Ryans.
We can say the one you like.
I like both of them. I
No,
like
the
Ryan
one-
Reynolds
'cause
and
we-
Ryan Gosling.
Because I said I would prefer him. Like if we had to pick, you said you picked that one, and I said the one I thought-
Reynolds. Oh wait, okay, because
I would
one's
pick
Ken
Gosling.
and one's Deadpool. So
Yeah,
which
I
one
would
did you? I
pick
forgot
Ken.
which one I liked.
I would pick Ken, and you said you would pick Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we like that because I like that we are.
Yeah, we shouldn't
you're
be
not
going
picking-
after the
no,
same
no,
guy.
we shouldn't, because I would have to fight you.
Yeah, and I would lose. So then, just like that's not gonna
And
work.
especially because you think you would lose. So.
Exactly, that's the first step to
That's the first
losing.
step, right? If you think you're gonna lose, you're gonna lose.
But I mean, we're doing the
'Cause I'm not
odds.
gonna lose. But anyway,
Right? Because and that's the other thing too. Because I'm not
I'm
like
not about to fight over no guy.
Nah,
Either. Let's be for
it's
real.
like I'm
not
sorry,
either.
Canadian Ryan. I ain't gonna take one.
Yeah, I don't want him.
nah. I'd have been like, I've surrendered.
Yes. So,
But yeah, they end up getting married.
They end up getting married.
Becca and
because they were having an affair.
yes, and her last baby. You know, he's her baby daddy.
Yes, the last.
So,
one.
but they ended up having a super expensive wedding. They got so much money off that wedding,
influence culture,
and
blah,
she
blah, blah.
did she get pregnant by him again? They were gonna have a
Yes,
reveal
yes,
and all that stuff. So that was her happy ending.
That's a lot of damn kids. I just feel like that was a black lady. She be ghetto. I don't care if you were making, because I think about, I'm going to be honest. I mean, my mom only had 3 kids, but for our family, she was basically a rabbit or a squirrel or some sort of woodland creature that has lots of babies. Everybody's like, what, 3 kids? And also because of our socioeconomic sort of status, you know, my mom is extremely, I would say thrifty. I will say resourceful, and because you know she made our own Play-Doh. Like we made our own Christmas decorations because she was
Okay.
crafty. Couldn't afford to be wasteful,
yeah, and that's how I grew up too. Like you couldn't be. It's like we weren't in squalor.
you know. So I just think about all of the stuff that I think now
That's
popping in popular culture was stuff that like my mom was doing when we were growing up, because it was like we didn't have any other choice, and how like there is some like. So what I'll say is like the aesthetic of that, or just like living off the land. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with like, let me use my resources to the best of my ability, because a lot of times it's simple, right? Like I think what gets to be dangerous is like when you get nostalgic for a time, you're sort of propping up a time where women couldn't have bank accounts without their husbands. Is that what you're
Is
propping
that really
up,
what
though?
you? That's the thing. Like they're like, well, my grandparents stayed together. It's like it's because your grandmother was trapped. I feel like I sing it all the time, but it was such a good lyric. It's like, ladies, love yourself because the shit can get ugly. Like you can't rely on a man to be your source of love.
And Olivia said that in the book, basically. She basically was like, you're the remedy, you're the key. Like, a man's never going to be the plan, I think is what she said in the book. And I liked that, you know what I mean?
Not
so, like,
to say you shouldn't have one. We both
that's
like
not
men.
what I know.
We say that. Or actually, I love
guess you
men.
do have to say that because people can take that out of context.
Yeah.
Meaning,
we're not like when it's like, we don't need men. And well, we don't need men, but we like men. Like,
we all need each other. Like, there is this, we're communal creatures. We all need each other. But the idea that our livelihoods are attached, or a woman's livelihood or just success in life is attached to a man, it feels toxic in a way because...
Or a romantic relationship with a man.
Yes,
because I needed my dad.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely, needed that. But as far as...
and that helps.
Yeah.
When you're looking for romantic partners to have those healthy relationships too. I'm worried about men, I feel like. You know, when I think about
men.
This story was really awesome to me because I feel like it highlighted a lot of the things that in the background, like I'm always thinking about. And it's like, there is this undertone where I feel like modern day men are maybe nostalgic for a time where they feel like they were seen more or they had more options.
Or more respect.
More respect. And I think it's because they feel like when women, or they recognize on some level when women have more options, they may not be what they choose. You know what I'm saying? And so like this kind of goes back to some of the people I think you like to talk about and highlight, some of the authors, and I can't remember their names because I've been drinking. But like, who's the Tucker somebody? Who is it?
Tucker Max.
Yes, who
that one white man?
That one white man, yeah. Who you always, but like, just like, whatever happened to being appealing to a partner, no matter who you are, like being more interesting than just being like good looking. Like I found out pretty early that like, yes, beautiful men are a vibe until you start talking to them and you realize they're idiots, women and stuff like that.
And
which
they're
is like,
given this toxic advice from men like Marston's dad, or what was
Charlie
it?
Kirk, you know,
Kevin Samuels,
other influencers, you know, which made me think about modern day stuff and how those kind of things, because I didn't realize how much, like, when we think about the Charlie Kirks and other people in that kind of realm, how they're plucked up when they're very young on college campuses. Just like these women are, you know what I'm saying? You're being exposed to these ideas.
They know you got to get them young.
You got to get them
young. And I think about how affected by it I was, because like I said, I've been in multiple abusive relationships, and just about how it might not have been possible if I hadn't been given the scaffolding that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, which is, for one, if I'm doing anything for myself, it's not for me, it's just so that I can be appealing to a man. So it's not enough. And like you said too, when we're bringing up Tucker and Max about how, like, if you want, you know, quote unquote girls, if you want to be appealing to women and girls, like, the first thing you do is become interesting to yourself, like, because that's who you're spending most of your time with, is yourself. So first, even his advice was always become good at something,
right?
And that's extremely attractive to a partner. Like, and we all like people who are passionate about something, who are excited about something, outside of just like, well, I'm just going to attach myself to you and that's my personality now.
Ew. And then I just thought about how fraudulent these communities are, and like how...
Because everyone's lying to you.
Right, because everybody's lying to you, and how, like, especially that influencer. So like when you have this sort of idealistic, you know, air quotes, nostalgic,
like hanging the laundry and making the bread from scratch. Oh, because I liked it when Lizzie broke into Becca's house. Well, not broke in because she gave her the keys, but when she got in the house and she saw where she records all the content, because you record all the content on Thursdays,
right?
And, you know, plan it out for the week. And she basically just had a sound stage in her home where she would record all this stuff, and then she had the separate part of the house where they actually lived. Because there's no way, and then it makes the people who consume it feel like they're falling behind. Like, because my life doesn't look like that. Like, like my refrigerator has smudge marks on it, and, it's messy. I'm just saying, like, real life is messy. Like, I feel like because, you said you had to look into, because I learned about this, but like how I learned about most internet stuff from my daughter, because she was the one who told me about the tradwife trend and all this other kind of stuff, and I was just kind of like, ew. And
they go hard.
And here's my thing. I feel like I could have gotten into that because I like a lot of stuff about the tradwife stuff. I like a soft aesthetic. I'm like super femme. I like baking cookies. I like taking care of children. I like a lot of this stuff. I also like having a bank account, working outside the home.
That doesn't work, babe. That
orgasms.
Like, no, none of that.
None of that.
No.
Like, these are all things that are outside of the things that I've taught that I'm supposed to achieve.
Can't want them all at the same time.
Yeah, and it's this idea of like, no, I want to be able to do the things I want to do.
That's where you messed up.
Yeah, that's where I messed up.
Stop right there.
Yeah, just full stop. But yeah, this idea that I could have gotten dragged into this very easily, especially if this was my whole world. I think about the people who live in these enclaves of basically because who were we talking about last week? Oh, the daggone unknown number. Where you're in these, because I like how even Lizzie admitted, like, she doesn't know much about the flyover state. She spent her whole life as a sort of like an East Coast elite, and so she's like, when Olivia was like, do you know anything about what goes on out here? She was not really. And it's like, yeah, the Midwest is wild. And especially when you get into like the Utahs and the, certain parts of California. And basically, these kind of spaces that the LDS have carved out, which is how the Mormons rebranded themselves as the Church of Latter-day Saints. It's like, this is... It's very powerful. And because that was the other thing too. This was the other reason why Becca was hiding out. She didn't want to go to the cops because the cops were in it with Marston because they would get him
early. I said, this is like Scientology. This was really good because of how relevant it is. And I think it speaks to the culture that we're seeing unfolding. Like, I feel like it gives me, I'm appreciative because what I will say, it is an extremely, in my mind, American white sort of story, which is like, this isn't my world.
Were you surprised when you found out Olivia was black?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, straight up. Because she was talking about her hair and she went to touch her hair. She's like, you don't touch a black woman's hair.
Who raised you?
Right. Basically. I said, oh, okay.
I was like, oh, okay, Olivia, okay.
I didn't have any indication.
And then as soon as she said that, I was like, Olivia Pope.
Okay.
Running these white women.
But right. Coming in to save the day.
Yes, and she was like, and never underestimate flair.
Yeah, absolutely, because her hair matched, whatever. But
she was, because here's a real quick critique of Olivia Pope. Okay. Because everyone was always like, oh, she's so smart, she's so strong. I never. This is going to be unpopular. Well, here's the thing. Kat is weird. Kat doesn't like a lot of things that people like. So I don't follow any influencers, and I did not like Scandal, the TV show. I was immediately put off by the fact that the main character was having an affair with a married man. And I'm like, she's supposed to be smart. That is the dumbest girl thing ever. Yeah. You not only are sleeping with a married man, you fell in love with him. Oh, please.
Right. Now that is messed up. I've never seen Scandal for the record.
Okay.
I've never watched
now,
it.
what was good about Scandal were Olivia's outfits. Now, she was
fashion.
styled.
Oh, okay.
I could watch that show maybe with the sound off.
Okay. Just have it in the background.
But yes, I found it somewhat tawdry. Okay. But I mean, shout out to Chandra because I don't want no problems.
That's
right. And it was obviously very popular with people, but to me, it really, really irritated me. I remember even having a conversation with a client because and having this, yes, because you watch stuff while you're doing hair, and so she pulled up Scandal, so I'm watching it, and I'm like, ugh. And she's like, what? They're in love, talking about Fitz and Olivia. I was like, they are pathetic hump donkeys. I was like, first off, Fitz got kids. How would you feel if your daddy was off sleeping with somebody else right now instead of taking you to your hair appointment?
Thank you.
And she was like, or anything else. And she was like, I would hate that. I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
I
the
don't
time he's
love
hunching
it.
on her, he's not taking care of his multiple children. So it's like, yeah.
So you're such a fun killer. Yeah,
I am a fun killer. I'm not fun.
Boner killer. Who
I'm a
called you
boner
that
killer.
before?
Shout out
Tonight?
to the Drunken Knights. It wasn't Brothers Tonight. It was King K.
King K. Okay, well,
King K
somebody
called
said
me. I do have some boner
was
killers
like,
in my
damn.
pocket. That is how you stay a member of Promise to Keep.
That's
Because
right.
it's like, yeah, you got to
Wow.
kill. It's like, pew, pew,
OG.
pew, pew, pew.
Right, because they're very. Listen, you gotta have them
Penises
on
are
you.
insistent.
They are very
So,
much
yeah, you
insistent.
got to be able to,
Yeah.
knock that on out. So,
Okay.
yeah. So,
Well,
yeah, but
this-
back to the book. Back to the book.
Having that sort of window into influencer culture was kind of fascinating from that
Mm-hmm.
standpoint, because I don't know that there's that same back door on the opposite side of it where you're like recruiting young people to become these talking heads for these points and stuff.
Well, you usually don't have to do that if you're promoting facts, because the truth defends itself. You usually have to have a bunch of
propaganda.
talking points when you're pushing bullshit.
And but here's what's dangerous. So like when you're thinking about trad wives, you know, you have this feminine, soft aesthetic, but a lot of these influencers, the reason why it's dangerous is because they are pushing very alt-right.
Yeah, like don't vaccinate your
ultra-conservative,
kids.
Don't
Don't take Tylenol.
White baby challenge.
The what?
White baby challenge.
I have not heard of this.
Okay, in 2017, there's a trad wife thing called White Baby Challenge, citing the falling birth rates of white babies, encouraging other white people to procreate. Per the New York Times, the account titled Wife with a Purpose wrote in quotes, "I've made 6, match me or beat me." Christy Campion, a specialist in extremist group, spoke at ABC News Australia about why some experts find the tradwife phenomenon to be particularly concerning, most notably for its crossover with some of the volatile far-right ideologies.
Yeah, they're
Because
normalizing this extremism.
Yes, and that's what's happening now.
just like our daggone
It's
governor
crazy.
talking about like interracial marriage should be decided.
States' rights,
Yeah, it should
which
be a
is
states'
code
right thing,
for-
which is code for don't do it.
Don't do it.
So
It
we
should
don't
be
have to do
illegal.
it here. And that's like
super
yeah. And
dangerous.
like I said, these are the type of people I went to school with. So I've been hearing this stuff pretty much my whole life. And it's very concerning. Like I said, it's steeped in white supremacy, which I think is dangerous.
The false idea of white supremacy.
The false idea of whites, or even whiteness. Whiteness is a
Just the
fallacy, because that was the reason why I think we see the MAGA crowd is so anti-science, because it doesn't bear out a lot of the fallacies that were promoted by white
course,
supremacy.
you can just say what you want.
Because they thought with advancements in science and DNA, you can sort of prove
This
the
is why Bex
superiority.
couldn't have her babies in the hospital, because science was going to disprove the
Yep.
fact. Like, that's just it. You want to disassociate yourself with any institution, with any
Truth.
any frame of reference that might direct you toward what is actually right and true. And so
Yeah.
that's why this stuff is really dangerous. Again, like, I don't think there's
It's
anything
also-
wrong with wanting to bake your own bread, with wanting to dress and freely dress, whatever it is you want to do. But when we start turning that corner and it's
Oh, the
White
turning
Baby
point.
Challenge, the turning point, USA.
If you get to
That's where
that
it's
turning
fucked up.
point, that's
Yeah.
where it's messed up. Because
Yeah.
once again, nothing wrong with wanting to stay home with your kids. That's
Nope.
that's
That is
is part. And the fact that they try to push it as feminist, it's like, no, feminism is women being able to have choices.
across the board.
Yeah, like instead of
Period.
doing patriarchy, and we don't want to flip it to women run everything and rule men in the same way. We're not. That's not what
I don't care about that, no.
feminism is. Feminism is similar to, Black Lives Matter, where a lot of people try to demonize that. Right. Where you get all freaked out, where it's like, no,
All lives
what do you mean,
matter.
why you No, we're the ones getting shot down with impunity. So that's why we
Period.
have to say that. And it's not because we want to rule over quote unquote white people. It's like, no, we want to get rid of this entire
That
hierarchy.
system.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
whole thing where somebody's got to dominate somebody else. Let's not do that.
Yeah, it's
like
the
everybody
worst.
loves talking about America's home of the free, all this stuff. But it's like, okay, but who though? Because it
don't seem
you know what it
free.
reminds me of? Haven't brought it up
Don't
in a
say
while.
Star Trek though.
No, it doesn't remind me of Star Trek at all, because Star Trek's awesome. It reminds me of pimping.
Yep.
Especially
pimping.
Especially the story from, we haven't read it yet, but I think we should at some point. I don't know when. I think we should have a guest for it. We should have a male guest.
What is it?
Pimp by Iceberg Slim.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic book. And it's a quick read, too. But there is a point in the book, and I remember I feel like there was a Dave Chappelle stand-up where he talks about this part of Pimp, where Iceberg is talking to an older pimp about problems he's having with a hoe. And that he's trying to, as a pimp does, and how to get her in line. And he was like, this is what you do. Get a coat hanger, beat her real bad with it. Just whip her real bad with it. And after that, draw her a bathtub, put her in the tub, give her some aspirin, take care of her, and that'll calm her down. And it worked. And because after you heal her, she'll forget who hurt her.
That was in the book.
It was in the book. Exactly. That's exactly what Grayson did that first time he beat her, except it wasn't aspirin, it was Vicodin.
I just want to say, and I don't know what happened, but like, there's no part of my being, I feel like. I've always felt weird about it because it's like, I know I'm supposed to be a girl or whatever. Mm-hmm. But I just never, it's like, there's no part of me that ever thought that I was here to serve. Like, I don't, if I want to bake a cake, maybe I do, maybe I don't. Maybe I want to cook, maybe I don't. But it never felt like it was like for a guy. It would be because I want to do it. In fact, if a guy wants me to do it,
it's like, maybe not.
I don't want to.
I don't want to.
Like, I actually don't want to.
And I think that served you well.
I don't know why, but it's just like, I can't, it's now, what I will say at the same time, like the male gaze, it's intoxicating. We've talked about this in previous episodes. Like, there's something about it.
Yeah.
Attention. I'm not saying I don't enjoy that. I'm not saying that. But like, at a certain
servitude.
Point, the servitude is great. I don't mind that part.
No, you being in service, like you being in servitude.
Right. Turn it around. I'm saying like, I don't. If you want to be in service, to me, that's great.
Right, but
I like service as well. That was always.
And I feel like I was brought up the opposite way. I feel like everything about my upbringing was like anything I was doing to better myself was just so that I would be a good wife one day.
No, I never. Oh God.
And like the idea, like if I want to learn to cook, it's so that I can cook and be a good wife. And I'm supposed to be a delight to the eye and not an ache to the ear. Like I was very much given very, like I said, like this is why all the MAGA stuff, it bothers me because I'm like, oh yeah, I remember all this stuff growing up and it did not serve me well. Like I said, it led me into multiple abusive relationships.
Wow.
So, and it takes a lot to unlearn that. Yeah. And like I said, it's still in me, so I have to still work against it. But you know what helps? Books, these wonderful books. I was actually had a moment today thinking about when I was leaving a relationship and I was reading Zora Neale Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Great and once book. Again, like she's writing stuff in like the 40s and stuff. And it resonated so hard with me that in the moment I'm reading her book, I'm looking at my partner like, I gotta leave this dude. Like this is exactly what's happening to me right now. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And I really, and I think she knew that writing it down. Absolutely. Like that this is going to be something, it's like, listen to me. Listen. Get out. Listen. Get out. And it's never as simple as that, but it is hard because we as human beings, we love having identity, right? And so you get a sense of identity and you don't want it's like, oh, now I'm going to have to be a divorced single mom. That was never supposed to be the identity, but it's like.
But also too, I think there's a gift in that sometimes because, you know, again, like they spend so much time branding being the way that they're trying to condition you into being like this whole big thing. And then like you're in this thing and you're performing it. And then you realize like, I still feel like I'm failing. I still feel like, how come I'm not nailing it? Like I like the juxtaposition in the story where it was like, you know, Bex is putting on this show, you know what I'm saying? Like she's this perfect mom of 6 kids and people are taking that in. But like the reality of being a mom of 6 it's totally messy. And so
and it wasn't just her and her husband.
It was like help a community.
Because she noticed the branding, they don't like it when they see the nannies and see the ranch hands and the babysitters and the everything that it takes to make this happen. Yeah. Like nobody likes that branding. We need to
celebrate more women. The community and the labor of motherhood, and stop making it into this thing that needs to be so
like you're failing if you're having a hard time with it. It's like, no, you're not. It's a hard job. Another thing I'm tired of,
tell me,
is the branding they're trying to do around the work of Jesus Christ. Because the fact that these dudes are
such a grift.
Claiming Jesus so hard, y'all would not know Jesus if he walked past you. Like, I'm like, this was, did anybody read? Does anybody read anymore?
They don't. That's why we're here.
Because it's like, Jesus wasn't about this. Like, I hate this idea of get money Jesus. This is what everybody's pushing now. The branding is all like, and like, when the only thing Jesus ever taught, Jesus wasn't like, get after these trans, get after these gays, get after these hoes. No, Jesus, you know who Jesus was saying? Get after these rich people. Like, that's what Jesus was talking about. He was like, it would be harder for a rich person to get into heaven.
Thank you.
It's like, y'all don't like, oh, that was another Meg Thee Stallion. All you niggas is weak on the Bible. Talking shit where no one can find you. Ooh. I will never be judged by a bitch that was dancing making R. Kelly go viral. She's right. Y'all are like, just stop talking for a while and maybe read. Like, just take a couple minutes and like actually, because it's very upsetting to me. It seems like immediately, maybe not immediately, but very soon after Jesus died, people started corrupting his message.
And that's what happens, though. It's just extremely eye-opening to see.
It's just such a lie, and the best way we can do is just like have community, because then you can really see. I know what I saw growing up, and it was a community of people making it happen. It wasn't. And even though my mom was amazing, but it wasn't just her by herself doing this.
And that's what capitalism, I think, does too. Is you know, that single family home stuff, keeping you isolated. It keeps you. It makes it easier for you to feel like you're not doing enough.
Yeah.
Like, if I just buy this product, if I just marry the right person, if I just say the right words, if I just present myself it's like, no, it really comes down to how you feel about yourself, and then who you surround yourself with. You know what I'm saying? That's where the real success is. So honestly, we could talk about this all day.
We could. It was so rich. I'm really looking forward to reading some of her other books. She can write.
Too. She did a good job.
She did, because the pacing was amazing. I never got bored. I wasn't irritated the way I was with, even though I had fun reading and watching Hunting Wives, because the protagonist was so insipid and irritating. I really liked the voice of Lizzie and Bex. Yeah. Like, listening to them talk about their experiences as moms and observing each other online and stuff like that. To me, that was fantastic. So I'm giving it 5 out of 5. I'm gonna say 5 out of 5 swag bags.
Okay.
Yeah, because you get those at conferences.
I gotta say, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 German words for stuff that you can't describe. I thought that was a really cute thing.
That was very cute.
The Germans really do have words. It was like, there's a word for if you see somebody and you just want to smack the shit out of them as soon as you see them.
Yeah.
The fact that they have a word for that, I love y'all.
I actually learned like the way that their language is structured, they can make up words for stuff. So that's why they have so many words for very specific things.
I'm such a creative person. I think I would love that a lot. Yeah. My own words.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I'm giving it. This is a good read. I would recommend this for anybody who definitely likes true crime, which, like I said, this is not usually a genre that we get into, but this was really good.
Well, it wasn't true crime. It was fiction, but I felt like it was based on some real life people.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was good. I think this is a good... I mean, I got through it pretty quickly. It was very engaging and very relevant. I think... yeah, everybody would like this.
I think so.
You wouldn't. I don't know who wouldn't like this.
Probably like really people who conservative people.
Or
probably not.
Like no. Yeah, for sure. But it was a good story. Really enjoyed it, and I think that takes us to the part of the show where we spin the wheel.
I think you're right.
All right, so we're there, guys. We're gonna go ahead and spin it.
Okay. The Conjuring of America. Mojos, Mermaids, Medicines, and 400 Years of Black Woman's Magic by Lindsay Stewart.
Nice.
Yeah.
Based on the cover, I'm into it.
Yeah.
So, and the title. I like it. It should be fun.
It should be.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Look at you just selecting books out
Yeah,
here.
we're
Appreciate
reading,
the
y'all.
time.
We are
Out
like
here.
a book club.
We're so good. I like it. All right, and so first of all, good work on the puppets that
Thank
you made,
you.
essentially for the show.
There were a lot of moving parts to the story.
It was a lot. It was very, but very engaging. I really did enjoy this. So hopefully you guys check it out. If you do read the book and you guys want to talk about it, let us know what you thought. And also keep in mind when you're scrolling, everybody's lying. Okay?
Yeah,
We're all
don't
out
get
here.
sucked
This is
into
why
it.
this isn't my life right now. Because this is a lie.
This is a lie.
This is
y'all,
a lie.
you should have seen us earlier. Ooh, I should have done a before and after.
Nigga, I'm not, listen.
Yes.
This is who I am.
I wasn't up on that, but I will say
Yes.
your body belongs to you.
Amen.
So be kind to it.
Be kind to it, guys, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Before we go, we must give thanks to Urban Nerd for providing our music, and legal services were handled by Trezanae M. Atkins. If you like what you heard, please feel free to join us every Wednesday for another fake-ass book club. Cheers.
Thank you guys for listening. You can check us out at thefabpodcast.com. Please subscribe, rate, and review our podcast wherever you're listening right now. We want to hear from you. Come put it in our life. Thanks again, and until next time, peace, love, and the Fake Ass Book Club. We out.